Good evening. I'm Joe Donlon, live in the KGW studios. We want to bring you up to date on a situation that is unfolding right now in and around the Boston area that began at about 8 o'clock our time. What you're looking at on the right side of the screen there is coverage from WHDH, the NBC affiliate in Boston. Just to get you up to speed quickly, at about 8 o'clock, there were reports that a campus police officer at MIT, Massachusetts Institute of Technology, had been shot multiple times and killed. That touched off a number of police events that included crime scenes at 2, 3, even 4 locations looking for what was believed to be the gunman, or plural, gunmen. The chase then spilled into nearby Watertown, where there were reports of numerous shots fired and even reports of explosions. Just a short time ago, we understand one person was taken into custody. And we're going to dip into our Boston coverage here now to see if we can hear the latest, because there is word that the second suspect also had been taken into custody in this event tonight. There are reporters on the scene who say Homeland Security is there, but it's important to point out at this point that no one is saying that any of this is connected with the bombings at the Boston Marathon. However, the longer this event goes on and the more you hear about it, the harder it is to believe it is not. However, to point out and make clear, no one has made that connection just yet. Let's listen into the coverage from Boston right now.
For whatever reason, pushed back and took their own cover, and when we did what we needed to do to keep ourselves safe. And
Adam, again, we're looking at this exclusive video of someone on the ground with
a mile up the road. They were searching for a suspect or suspects involved in 2 armed robberies at 2 gas stations. Now, these gas stations are right next door to each other. So we're on that scene. We're getting video. I'm talking to some state troopers trying to get information. One of the first questions I asked when I got on scene is are these robberies related at all to the MIT shooting? And this trooper said, I don't believe so. Wasn't able to confirm
You're
it.
listening to coverage from Boston and WHDH, the NBC affiliate there in Boston, where the situation, as you can see, is still active. And as I pointed out earlier, the one thing that seems to still be up in the air right now is whether there are, in fact, 1 or 2 suspects in custody. The late reports from reporters on the scene seem to indicate that this second suspect is still actually on the loose. And again, as you can see from the video that you've been watching here, this has been a very active police situation all night, beginning with the shooting death of a campus police officer at MIT. What happened after that, everyone is still trying to piece together, but as you heard in that coverage there, it also included some type of robbery at a gas station nearby, somewhere between Cambridge and Watertown, which is nearby. But earlier in the evening, police were telling residents of Watertown to stay off the streets. And again, it's important to point out at this point that no one is making the connection yet between anything that's happening at this hour, which again is coming up on 2 a.m. East Coast time. No one is connecting this just yet to the bombings at the Boston Marathon finish line. But as you can see, it has been, as witnesses describe it, an absolutely crazy night in Watertown, Massachusetts, where police are at this point looking for what's believed to be a second, and there are also reports that there may be a third person that they're looking for. So tying all this together clearly is going to take some time. As you can see, police are very involved in what's happening right now. I'm sure it's almost impossible for reporters to get any sort of word as to what's officially going on right now, and it could be some time before any word. Whether there's any connection between the shooting of the MIT police officer in Cambridge earlier tonight, that happened at about 8 o'clock our time, or this robbery that happened at the gas station nearby later, or this wild shootout that has been going on the streets of Watertown, Massachusetts, after that event. So let's listen in and see if we can glean any more information.
Armored truck with police officers on either side armed, and then as the minutes and now I guess the hours go back and push back.
All right. Well, we do know that the FBI and the
told us about some, first of all, connecting this apparently to the MIT shooting and the robberies and resulting carjacking that happened in Cambridge tonight.
Well, either a connection or just a strange and awful coincidence. It seems like this part of our metro area was under siege tonight, and I think a lot of people would agree that. The scene here, I'm still seeing...
You're watching coverage in Boston WHDH, and the reporter who was on just a few minutes ago gave us perhaps the best look at what has happened tonight in a crazy and busy evening for police and law enforcement in that area, including Cambridge, where an MIT police officer was shot and killed tonight after a robbery at a gas station. That touched off a chase that led into nearby Watertown, where the streets were closed down. Shots were fired. There were reports of explosions. One suspect was shot and taken to the hospital. It appears the search for a second suspect is still underway. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be back with the latest on News Channel 8 at 11.